Hi guys, good evening. Welcome to our what day is today? Tuesday episode of our daily stock market insights. And the date today is March 3, 2020. Okay, so let us review your stocks. I think no one has requested uh, anything in particular. I posted something in our Instagrams earlier asking if you have any. Oh, there it is. We have one request from Baste, AXLM. Okay, so we are going to prioritize your request. In the meantime, what we want to check, of course, is the overall health of our index. Let's take a look at that. Let me see. Okay, I would have to say I think we are currently stabilizing in this range right now for our index. I feel that we won't have that much dip anymore. Those are just my 2 cents. I think there was a significant decline in the volume compared to the volume that we had back in last February 28th. So I think it dipped by almost 40%. So at least we know that there's a significant reduction in this foreign selling. So I feel that this is going to create a support at the level where it is at right now. So what does this mean? This means that most of the stocks in the index will be moving within the range they are currently at. But let's all find out. Of course, we are going to deep dive into these stocks one by one. But let's prioritize the request of Baste, or what's his name again? Baste. Anyway, AXLM is his request. Okay, for AXLM, let us see. Okay, because for 2 days straight, it has moved within just the area. And then also, let's take a look at. So your previous low would be here. Your previous low was here, right? So it was in this point, and then the second low was here, which is in this point. So let's take a look. Okay, so your previous point was here. Now that it did a double bottom, it is much higher than the previous one. So I think this is the support. This is the area where it will create a support. And then probably if we don't have a significant volume yet, this will potentially just move sideways before it goes up. But I think this bottom right here is telling us a message. One, for me, it's the support that it is creating at the moment. Okay, so let's hop into the other stocks, which of course are the highly traded ones. Then we work our way downwards. Interesting. Ma right now has moved up. Okay, and volume has also increased, but not that much, almost of the same volume as what we had the previous time. I don't know what's in the news for Ma. No news at all. Okay, so just be extra careful. I know we broke the previous resistance. No, not really. We're just at the resistance level right now. Okay, there is a resistance right here. Okay, the reason why I said that was, look at this. Previously, this was the highest point. Also, there was a support created in this range. And so I think that this we are going to start weakening the momentum in the coming days, could be tomorrow, who knows, right? But look at your RSI. So you might have other indicators that you guys are using, or you could be a momentum trader, which means that whatever I'm saying right now could negate whatever your indicators are telling you. But definitely with the kind of game or play that I observe, this is not an area where I would normally enter because I'm a little bit scared when uh, my indicators would say that I have reached a resistance and the RSI is already showing some signs of weakness. So just be extra careful if you still would like to enter this because this is already a FOMO level. But for some people, they do play some breakout place. That means if this gets out of this line, that means it could create a brand new wave and create probably another support here and do something like this, right? But that kind of game is played by momentum traders. The next would be AC. AC is, let us see if it will sustain this level. For 2 straight days, we have landed almost at the same area. Let us see if it will not break that level. Okay, you also had support. Oh, yeah, support in this range. So that means it's possible that we might experience a possible, change in direction in the coming days for this one. Let's just wait for a green candlestick to come out. This one, it is triggering the lower Bollinger Band, so I don't feel good yet. We might continue to drop and look at the volume. While the price is while the price dropped, volume has also increased. So this means that the selling sentiment is still highly observed in the stock. So I suggest just wait for that sign yet. Although you're very very near the oversold area, but we're still within the 29 or 30 level. So that means there is still room for a possible dip. Could be tomorrow and in the coming days. JFC has a different story right now. We are, I think, are stabilizing, showing some. Look at that. Uh, when the price dipped, okay, so it started here, tried to move upwards, and then it just went back. So I think people feel that this is already a very cheap level, and we might just stabilize first. It's possible that we will have very very minimal movements like these ones here. So we could just have those kinds of candlesticks probably this week before it rallies to the upside. So I think we're just moving within the support level for JFC right now. What if it dips? Next support would be around 149.95 or 149 150. Okay, that range. Okay, so those are your key areas to monitor. MBT, MBT. Oh my gosh, still dipping. Okay, well, although your RSI is already moving downwards here. I mean, your price is moving downwards, right? And then your RSI is showing us some lift in momentum, but because we're still moving outside the Bollinger Band, I don't feel safe yet. I suggest that we still wait for probably a green candlestick to engulf this red before we start to become bullish. At the moment, we don't feel good yet. We don't know how deep it could reach before that reversal happens. Because it is also possible that we continue to decline and your RSI is still showing this bullish divergence. It can happen. I've seen so many charts that look like that. BDO, there's a significant jump here, right? Look at this. We ended very low yesterday, and then all of a sudden there's a gap up, and which was the previous support here. So I think with 3 days straight and this being very near, I think 136.50 is a very important area to check out. That could act as a support. Okay, and look at your foreign buying. There is foreign buying that happened today, and so when foreign buying happens, that would mean people, especially foreign investors, find this stock attractive, and the chances are there will be more movements to the upside in the coming days. SM, looks like stabilizing, right, within this range. So let's go ahead and plot a support in there. So let's plot that first. Actually, I think it's even here. Your previous resistance right here. Okay. And so there's a slight overshoot that happened. I hope we don't have some more breakdowns here, but this is actually the support. So if we have another red candlestick to come out tomorrow, that is not going to be a very good story. But what we want to achieve tomorrow is that most action happens above 261 or 265 level. Because remember, this used to be a resistance, and previous resistance can create a support now. So the goal is for it to stabilize first. Now, just in case, let's say you want to get in, and then the actions of the market negate your bias, just make sure to cut your losses right away so that uh, you don't waste time. Because we don't really know if it continues to dip, we don't know how deep it could take. Because just in case you fail to get out much at a much earlier time, my take, just swallow it. I'd rather stay there because I know that um, this is your hard-earned money, and then cutting your losses. So here, rule of thumb: cut your losses early, right? I don't I don't disagree with that fact. We should cut our losses early. But what if you failed to do that because probably you entered in this you had a perspective of trading, okay, but you did not watch the market, okay? So if, for example, for whatever reason it dipped so fast and then you're now negative by 16-17%, if that thing happens, my 2 cents is that I just stay there and wait for it to go up. Okay. Now it's a different story for some of you. Whatever I'm saying right now, you would totally negate that and would totally disagree because you have a different perspective. Now I am only saying this because this is just me. This is just my perspective, knowing that I'm doing this just on the side, and most of it would be for investing. And this is not going to be your game or your play if you are trading full time. Now, it dips, if it dips and you did not exit the trade right away, that's going to be a super red flag if you're doing this as a full time uh, exercise, right? Your main source of income. The reason being is that if you get stuck in a trade for a long time, that would compromise your possible income in the coming days. See the difference? Because you are relying on this income day in and day out. And if you are a bit, or if you got stuck because you're on negative on a 16 to 20%, for example, that means you don't have any revenue, you don't have any income. So do you see the difference? I'm only saying this because I have a full-time work, and most of the entries I have are either position trading or investing. So just reflect on your objectives and just get the things that I am sharing to you today, or just get insights that are only applicable to your situation. If it does not apply, then thanks for watching our video anyway. Next. I think that was too much of a rambling there. And let's go ahead and talk about BPI. BPI has experienced a good jump in price. I think this is a gap up here. So I feel that we might potentially have some more movements to the upside. So just check, of course, if we are still below the MA20 line. I'd like to use our MA20 line as our next possible resistance. So that would be 83.05 or 83 level. But definitely I am a little bit bullish in the coming days for this stock. Okay, so the nearer you are to the 76.3 level, or actually wherever we are at right now, that's already a good place to try out. Ali has experienced a lift in price, but did not really sustain that much. So I think I'd still use this area as our support, 38.83, just in case it will just stabilize further in this range, 38.75 that is. Meralco, still the same. Just I think this is just finding its right time to really change, lift the price. So we have a dividend play upcoming. March cash dividend ex date is March 17, and we also have a lift in price right there. While we were stabilizing, you did a double bottom right here, and your RSI is already moving to the upside, so that is good. Next is ICT. ICT also started to lift the price at a much higher place, but I think that's just normal because we don't just jump right away. I like this kind of moves better than a very steep jump in price or a steep decline in price. So I think this is just fine. And we're also near oversold. So if you want to start investing in this stock, I would still be very conservative at 103.65. Just wait. I think market will still give you a chance in that level. If you can't, just add probably up to 104.50. That would be a reasonable price to try out. The next stock is JGS. JGS also starting to show some nice moves here. I think that it will continue to move up. Let's just use your MA20 line as your next possible resistance. First, it will challenge 70.92 or 71 level, and then of course your MA20 line, right? So those are the two areas to monitor and check. 70.99 and then 72.53. But overall, I see that it will potentially move upward somewhere. This I like. Look at that. I think that we are going to have some more movements to the upside for MPI. Look how constricted your Bollinger Band is right here. and it's starting to expand, starting to trigger to the upside. So I feel that uh, we are very near that breakout play in the coming days, but still would like to use 3.20 as our support here. Euro. Euro, I mentioned yesterday that I'm not very confident in the current area of euro. You are already within the resistance area. Even if I see some foreign buying happening here, just be extra careful. I'm not saying you cannot play that anymore, but make sure you play it on a much faster time frame. Okay, so in case the market gives you a chance at 3.12, that will be a much better area than the ones we have right now. So go ahead and make sure you monitor this stock before you enter. Because overall, I don't really feel good given that your RSI at the same time is showing some signs of weakness right here. Okay, so just be extra careful. SMPH, SMPH. Okay, gap up, but still trying to fill that gap. So I think by tomorrow, I have a feeling that it will still give you a chance at 38.84. There. Okay. Previous resistance became a support right here, also became a support here, and then probably it will just stabilize first before it goes up again. Mag, there's a lift in the price. So, but definitely we're very near your support. So in case this gives you a chance at 3.38, that's fine. You can still enter. You're very near a support area. Your foreign buying is also happening right now. SECB, SECB is stabilizing. See that? Past 3 days, it's just within this range, and then also starting to show some lift in the momentum here for your RSI. So that's a good sign. So let's just use 154.21 as your support. So the next is RLC. Oh, nice jump, RLC. So I think most of the stocks are starting to show some bullish action. So I think we can all uh, start to visit our accounts once again. Okay, 22.11 would still be our conservative support for RLC. AP, let's give ourselves another green candlestick in case it gives us another green one. But if you want to give it a try, because we're starting to show some improvement, but no volume yet, not that much. So if you want, partially start adding volume here, and then unless you see another green candlestick, then that's the time you add some more. Bloom. Bloom is still within this range. I don't think it'll dip any lower than this. Oh no. No, 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 no. Let's wait for, it's still showing a decline here. That means it's still following a downward trend. So let us wait for a green engulfing candlestick. So I don't know how deep it could take, but let's wait for a green engulfing candlestick to come out first, okay? Green engulfing candlestick to end within the Bollinger Band before we get in. AGI, nice AGI. I think we're just we're very near the much awaited reversal for AGI. For how many days? It's just within this range. Look at that. It's not going any lower than the area where it is at right now. So let's wait and see. RRHI. RRHI still deep, still going bearish, no signs yet, so I'm not recommending that. What about your Globe? Globe had a lift in the price, but this is a bearish candlestick, so I think it will just go back to this range again. So not too late for those people who still would like to enter. 1777 would be the area where you see the yellow line right there. That would be our support. Tell, yes, starting to show some climb there. Let's use this as your support. That's where you enter. And where could be your next profit taking area. Of course, you have to check each time you get near your MA20 line, which is our line here. Be extra careful as much as possible. Would be great if you can monitor the market. What we want to achieve here is for this to break your MA20 line. Okay. Now, you had some lower highs here and then lower lows, right? But at any time we end much higher than this, that could be a start of a higher high. Does that make sense? So let's observe this first. But 987.82 would be, for me, a good area to try out. ISM just stabilizing within this range. No significant volume yet. There was a lift in the price, and when it dropped, the volume of the drop is just very, very minimal. So just wait, observe first, okay? Maybe wait for a green candlestick to show. Foreign selling, buying is present, but not that much. So be extra careful. FGEN, you are the oversold. That's good. That's one sign, but I don't see any, signs of reversal yet. Price was moving downwards right here, but also your RSI is moving down south. So that's not enough yet for you to say you can get in. Okay, MAC. Okay, price is moving downwards. Let me see. Yes, it is, but let's take a look at your RSI. RSI, on the other hand, is moving to the upside. So what are we waiting for? We're waiting for a green candlestick to come out and engulf this red candlestick. Once you see that, for me, that's already a nice message to consider. 8 peso level will still be my conservative area as a support here. Okay, I think that is it for tonight. If you have not subscribed to our channel, one way to support our channel, guys, this is my objective. I really want to grow this channel so that we will be able to help some more people, some more Filipinos to be more aware of the stock market, but overall for us to be more conscious in managing our finances, and we can save, right? We can save anywhere. There are so many options, and with us being present here in YouTube, uh, we're just letting the people know that this could be one of the options that they can take and they can start learning. In the meantime, please do hit that like and subscribe. Let's chat again next time. Thank you. Bye bye for now, and good night.